treated like
Now this is the law of the jungle, as old and as true as the sky.
And the wolf that shall keep it may prosper, but the wolf that shall break it must die.
As the creeper that girdles the tree trunk, the law runneth forward and back.
For the strength of the pack is a wolf.
And the strength of the wolf is the pack.
Rochester, New York, it's game time! Welcome to the Blue Cross Arena here at our community's War Memorial. What do you say we get crazy and pick up a victory here in our barn tonight? Gananda Youth Lacrosse is our tunnel team. Nighthawk fans, on your feet! Let's make some noise. It's time to crush the rush. Here they are. Here come the Wolfpack. Your 2013 Rochester Knighthawks! Starting wearing number 2, Paul Dawson. Wearing number 16, starting for the Knighthawks, Dylan Evans. Soupy, number 37, Scott Campbell. And a new addition, wearing number 56, give it up, Scott Self. And another one, number 58, welcome to the Nighthawks, Jimmy Purvis. And in gold, the invincible, number 48, Bino Matt Vince. And now, ladies and gentlemen, here is the starting lineup for the Edmonton Rush. Defender number 4, Kyle Rubish. Defender number 16, Krish Corbeil. Defender number 33, John LaFontaine. In transition, number 74, Jeremy Thompson. Forward number 9, Curtis Knight. And starting in goal, number 77, Aaron Bold. And now, ladies and gentlemen, at this time, would you please rise and remove your hats for the presentation of tonight's colors. Our colors are being presented by Cub Scout Pack 282. And now, ladies and gentlemen, the playing of the Canadian National Anthem. And now performing our national anthem, please welcome Act 1 players.
Welcome back to the Blue Cross Arena. Chris Driscoll, I'm Craig Rubzinski, and this is the second game on the schedule of 4 games going on tonight. Earlier today, the Toronto Rock became the first team to clinch a playoff spot with a 13-8 afternoon victory over the Philadelphia Wings. Philly falls to 5-5. They are now tied for second with the Buffalo Bandits, and Rochester is just a half game out of second place. Buffalo goes into Colorado in a rematch of that very physical game last week, so things are tightening up around the National Lacrosse League. And here tonight we've got the Edmonton Rush. They're 2-1 all time in the regular season against Rochester. In the postseason, 0-1, losing 9-6 in the championship game last year. Rochester will go right to left and Edmonton left to right. Rochester wearing their camo jerseys, which are being auctioned off via GoBuyRochester.com, and the proceeds going to Seneca Waterways Council. It's a local Boy Scout back here in Rochester, and
it's going to be a tough call in this game with those, with the numbers. But you know what? This is going to be a great game tonight. You know, Edmonton's obviously a real young athletic team, and they add some great talent in Matthews and a guy named Curtis Knight, who's a young kid out of Whitby, and you know they're definitely this is definitely going to be a great game. I feel lots of energy in the building, and I think it's going to be a real high energy kind of game tonight.
And here we go, the opening face-off tonight. Jeremy Thompson taking the draw for Edmonton, a procedure call. And now we've got some rough stuff right off the bat, and it looks like Thompson is going to head off for Edmonton.
That's
and Jimmy Purvis They used to be teammates over in Buffalo.
You know what? Good for Purvis coming in there, and you know he wants to come and make his mark on this team and come in and bring some energy, and that was definitely something that he went right at the centerman and just let him know that they're not going to get pushed around tonight.
So Edmonton working the ball around. Now it's fed up top to Greer. Over now to Small. Small has it on the right wing side. Gives it up top. Taken there by Matthews on the run. The shot save made by Matt Vince. Now over to Small on the right wing. Gets a shot off, and that is scooped up. And you talk about Mark Matthews. He's been a star everywhere that he's gone, and this year he's living up to that #1 overall pick. 11th overall in points coming into the weekend, 4th in goals with 28. And Rochester setting up now is Jamison. He was also the 1st overall pick in his draft year. Now to Keogh. He's dragged down. Dawson going after it in front of the Edmonton bench. Draws the double team. And that one is scooped up, but knocked out of the stick of Joel McCready in a shot clock violation. And it will be Edmonton possession. So the Edmonton Rush, 5-5 so far. Last year they only won 6 games, 6-10 in the regular season. Matthews the shot, that's denied by Vince. And then they went on that late season run and ended up in the championship game. They were just 30 minutes from winning the franchise's first title. Vitarelli over to Dawson. Now on the near boards to Kersey. Up top to Jamison, has it right wing side, gives it off now to Vitarelli. In the slot, on the run, the shot, Bold makes the save. A battle for it, that one is grabbed out of the air, but his stick is knocked away. That's out of the stick of Kersey. And in to pick it up was Chris Corbeil. They take it across midfield. Opening minutes here of the first quarter. Ryan Ward was coming off a 10-point game, which set a franchise record in the win over Calgary. Now to Greer, feeds it over across, and the save made by Vince. In fact, Edmonton won 3 of the 4 weekly awards after that big victory over the Calgary Roughnecks. And they're going to see if they can continue that momentum. And Rochester seeing if they can pick up their 2nd home win of the year. Over now to Johnny Paulus, over to Joe Walters on the right wing, backing his way in. And that's an illegal pick call to go back the other way. And Edmonton now, it's handed off to Conway, has it on the left wing side, watched there by Brad Self. Gives it down low, now brought back up top on the left wing side. Jarrett Davis has it taken away, the former Nighthawk now kicked across midfield. That's an over and back violation, and Rochester will take over. Nighthawks bounce passes picked off. And now fed over to Kyle Rubish, the shot, save, rebound, and Vince is going to scoop it on up. Kyle Rubish, the reigning Defensive Player of the Year in the National Lacrosse League. As Jamison has it on the far boards, deep in rush territory. He'll give it over to Dawson on the left wing. Dawson drawing the double. Feeds it up top. Tracked down by Kersey, fed in front of the net. That one is knocked down. Now given back to Kersey on the left wing in front of the net. And that's off the stick of Johnny Paulus and grabbed there by Aaron Bold. 11.5 to go, opening quarter. We are scoreless here from the Blue Cross Arena. As Edmonton native Jimmy Quinlan gives it over now on the left wing side. As Edmonton trying to test the Rochester defense, that's swatted away. Quinlan gets it over now to Small. Small on the right wing side, trying to sidestep Brad Self, now guarded there by Paul Dawson. Ducking away from one, looking for Matthews. Penalty upcoming to the Nighthawks. Shot through a screen, rebound picked up. Matthews has it knocked away, and Rochester trying to touch it up, and Brad Self will grab it off the far boards. And a roughing call coming up, and Edmonton will go on the first man advantage of tonight's contest.
Yeah, it looked like it was a little bit of a roughing penalty there by Dylan Evans. Matthews was stepping in the front of the net there, and he just tried to clear him out and got a stick a little high on Matthews, and unfortunately he's got to go to the box for 2 minutes here. So we'll get a good chance to see what Edmonton's power play is like here, and hopefully that Rochester's penalty kill can keep them off the board here.
So overall on the special teams, Edmonton this year converting 44% of the power play. That shot hit the crossbar, and they're going up against the #1 penalty killing unit in the league in the Knighthawks. 65% they're killing off this season. Matthews gives it down low. Now over on the left wing, the low shot, and that one is denied as Ryan Ward let it go from the left wing. Vince surveying the floor. Across midfield, skips over the stick of Dan Dawson. To his left, Zach Greer to his right. Zach Greer, the all-time goal scorer in NCAA history out of Duke University. His brother Bill played earlier today for Toronto. The shot, he scores. Zach Greer beats Matt Vince, and it's 1-0.
That was just a nice little shot there by Zach Greer. Well, it wasn't a little shot. It was a real decent hard shot there. And Zach Greer is one of those guys that can really shoot the ball from the outside. And it was just a simple play that the Edmonton Rush obviously have a set play. And they got Zach Greer wide open at the top. And it was just a great, nice play shot over the shoulder of Matt Vince.
So 1-0 Edmonton. And Zach Greer, he had 2 goals in the championship game against Matt Vince. And he gets Edmonton on the board at 4:54. Corey Small now down the near boards. Taken there by Turner, gives it across left wing side, shot over the top of the net. And that one is corralled by Rory Glaves. Given over now on the right wing side, trying to shake off a check by Knight, and it's brought back in, and it's swatted away, and back away come the Rush the other way, as that one was taken away. And now here they come in transition. The shot, save, rebound, and Rochester will grab it and charge up the floor the other way. And that one is nearly picked off, and now it is. It's tapped over to Jared Davis. The second straight time Rochester unable to control the ball near midfield.
Yeah, those are mistakes that we cannot be making coming out of our own net. Edmonton's such a young, fast team that they like to transition real quick. So to give the ball up at half is not a good thing for the Rochester Knighthawks tonight.
The shot by Small goes wide of the net, banks off a Nighthawk in front. That's Jimmy Purvis, who will take the outlet pass now from Matt Vince. Into Edmonton territory, he'll flip it over now to Jamison. Jamison has it on the far boards. 8:40 to go here in the first. Cody Jamison leading the team with 45 points coming into the game. That one is knocked out of the stick of Keogh as Toll took it away, and there to help out is Kyle Rubish. And Edmonton with a 1-0 lead. Shots on goal right now 10-1 in favor of Edmonton. And they've got the ball once again as Zach Greer will join the Rush, and he takes the feed over now on the right wing side, gives it down the near boards. Swung back up top, stopping, firing, and that one is knocked down as Knight let it go from the high slot. Now the outlet pass taken by Brad Self. Across midfield, into Rush territory. Gets it across now to Dan Dawson on the left wing. And he'll feed it now up top to Paulus, to Dawson, down the near boards. Rochester setting it up as McCready gives it over to Walters. Back over to Dawson on the left wing. Fed behind the net. Now back over to Dawson on the left wing. 3 seconds on the shot clock. Gets the shot off. Save made by Bold. And back away now come the Rush as John Lintz will walk it across midfield and pass it off now to Corey Small. 4-year pro. And they come back and score 2-0 as Ryan Ward beats Matt Vince. It's 2-0.
And Ryan Ward's one of those players that he's a pure goal scorer, and he works real hard. And he finds holes to get open, and that's what he did. He just cut down the middle there and got a nice little pass there from I think that was Curtis Knight making that nice pass there. So it's you give him an opportunity in front of the net, he's going to put the ball in, and that's just a miscommunication from the Rochester defense.
They battle for it in the Rochester zone. Still digging at it. Trying to play it on back. That was Scott Self. He gave it to Purvis, who fed it on over to Campbell. One-on-one with Rubish. Passed on back to Jamison. 6:56 to go here in the first. Jamison runs into Rubish. Penalty upcoming. And Jamison loses control near the crease. He steps through it. He's being grabbed by 2 men. And when we come back, Rochester will go on the man advantage. They trail 2-0. 6:48 to go here in the first. We'll be back in the Knighthawks Broadcast Network.
Go buy Rochester tables in the upper atrium to bid on tonight's camo jerseys. The auction ends at 9 o'clock. Winners will receive the jersey right off the player's back following tonight's game. Proceeds from tonight's jersey auction will go to the Seneca Waterways Council Boy Scouts of America.
Hey, Nighthawk fans, Newman here up in section 123 with our first Fan Zone winner of the game. It's Linda. Congratulations. Linda wins a gift card to the distillery. Now make sure you check into tonight's game by scanning the QR code on your season tickets or the QR codes located in the upper atrium for your shot at a second prize later tonight, which will be this Tyler Burton jersey I got in my hand here. So don't forget to scan those QR cards, and at the end of the season, you have a chance of winning a new car courtesy of Bob Johnson Chevrolet.
Welcome back to the Blue Cross Arena. 6:48 to go, and Rochester will go on the man advantage. This year on the power play, converting 47%. And Edmonton is killing off 43% of their opponent's opportunities. Dawson will work it up top to Vitarelli. Now to Dawson. Up top, Jamison feeds it across on the left wing. Touch pass in front, knocked out of the stick of Johnny Paulus. And Edmonton came in with the third stingiest defense in the league. Rochester with the first. And there's some pressure. Oh, what a big hit! Huge hit at midfield and a turnover. I think that was Brad Self.
Yeah, Brad Self just caught the Edmonton player, kind of had his head down a little bit. And Brad Self's one of those hockey players that could, come and sneak up on you real quick.
Over now to Dawson, up top to Jamison. Across the shot, he scores! Mike Acursi!
That was great ball movement there by the Rochester Knighthawks. And, obviously it's a great pass by Cody Jamison to Mike Acursi, who just loves to be in that spot down on the crease. And he was wide open, and he caught the ball and made a quick pass or a quick shot in behind Aaron Bold there. So that was just a great play by the two Nighthawk players.
So Mike Acursi is now 4 points away from 800 in his career. And Rochester with a 1 and 2-1, 8:57 the time of the goal. Edmonton now with the ball as Small works it over on the left wing side. The shot, he scores! Curtis Knight lets it go from the left wing. And the 2-goal lead is back for Edmonton.
And that was just great ball movement again by the Edmonton Rush. They're so fast and so athletic. They move that ball real well. And Curtis Knight just caught that ball with open space, and there wasn't. He got lots of time to shoot that ball. And Curtis Knight's another one of those young guys that have come into the league and really sealed the deal for themselves and really showed how good of a young player that he really is.
And Greer is denied by Vince. So the Rochester goal, Acursi from Jamison and Dawson. And then Knight comes back from Small and Greer. Time of that last goal, 9:17. So it took just 20 seconds. The shot by Jamison denied, but the rebound is corralled and given back to Jamison. Jamison over now on the left wing side. Given up top by Keogh to Walters. Now Jamison gives it over to Keogh. Over to Jamison, right wing side. Passes it down low. Now the feed in front of the net is swatted away. And that one is tapped over to Keogh. Now to Jamison. 3 seconds on the shot clock. Jamison trying to take it in front himself. The shot. And they're going to say a crease violation. And Edmonton will have the ball back. 4:41 to go. 3-1 Edmonton. And we've got a timeout on the turf. We'll step away for a quick break as the visiting Rush are out in front by 2. We'll be back on the Knighthawks Broadcast Network.
Jamison and Dawson, man up at 8:57. The Knighthawks' final regular season home game on April 6th has been changed to a 6 p.m. face-off. The time was adjusted as part of the league's national TV deal. Once again, the Knighthawks game on April 6th has been changed to a 6 p.m. face-off. We do apologize for any inconvenience. The Rochester Knighthawks will hold their annual Tip a Nighthawk fundraiser on Monday, March 18th at the Distillery on Mount Hope. The festivities begin at 6 p.m. Win jerseys, prize packs, and play games against Knighthawk stars Joe Walters and Tyler Burton. Fans can also meet dance team members and our Thunder as they raise tips for Cure Childhood Cancer Association. For more info, visit Nighthawks.com.
Nighthawk fans, it's time for the smile of the game. For over 20 years, Dr. Michael Mayer has been providing quality dental care to the Rochester community. So when we see you up on the board, let me see those pearly whites. Go where the pros go. Visit mayerdental.com and give your game smile. There you go, sir. Come on, let me see those pearly whites. Hey, big smiles, big smiles. Again, Dr. Michael Mayer, for over 20 years, providing
For the Edmonton Rush, come into the game 5 and 5. Third place, 6 and 5 Calgary, Washington 6 and 4. Up top of the West Division, Matthews, who has an assist tonight, gives it down low. Drop back up top on the left wing side. That one is tapped away. Purvis going after it. He's going to scoop it on up. Purvis shaking off one man, sprinting across midfield. A 22-year-old out of Sarnia, Ontario, as Vitarelli now has it on the right wing side. Passes it up top to Johnny Paulus. Over to Walters. Touched over now to Dawson, who will give it to Mike Acursi. Acursi has it, feeds it in front. Dawson, the shot, he's denied. A great passing play, Acursi to Dawson, but he's stopped by Aaron Bold. Over now to Vitarelli. Gives it over to Walters, up the far boards to Vitarelli, now over to Dawson. Down low to Acursi. Acursi gives it back over, off the stick of Johnny Paulus and grabbed off the far boards. Being pressured there by Metzke. Now taken in front, the shot, and the save made by Bold as Johnny Paulus let that one go.
And Aaron Bold really seems to be seeing the ball tonight. He's stepping up big, and he's being real square on the ball. So he seems to be feeling it and seeing the ball real well tonight.
This year, Bold 5 and 3 with a 10.90 goals against, 745 save percentage for Aaron Bold. He was an All-Star, made the All-Star game last year. That one is stripped away. Back away comes Brad Self, trying to get away from Knight. And he's going to settle it down and wait for some offensive help. Gives it to Vitarelli, who passes it on the near boards, but that one is mishandled. 2-on-1 break the other way if they can hurry. Over to Corbeil, shot, save, rebound. And it's going to be Rochester possession.
And the Edmonton's transition game is real fast. So you've seen lots of video this week on the Edmonton's transition game, and they're looking to go. They got lots of young guys who can run the floor and really get to the Rochester net.
Dawson has it on the left wing side. He's got some room in front of him. Gives it at the side of the net, giving right back to Dawson, but that one is mishandled. Here they come in transition again. Turner breaking toward the cage. He's covered by Scott Self, and it's lofted up top and now given to Ryan Ward. Ward has it on the left wing side. He'll now pass it over now to Small. Small now racing in on goal, the shot, and that hit a stick in front of the net. Karams off the near boards, picked up by Turner, who fires it off the far glass, and it's grabbed by Matt Vince. 1:50 to go here in the first. 3-1 Edmonton as Paulus against Jeremy Thompson. He'll feed it over now on the left wing side to McCready. Now Kersey swings it over. Gives it to Vitarelli. Up top, the shot by Paulus goes high and over the top of the net. It's grabbed by Corbeil. Corbeil across midfield. He'll feed it on back now to Small. With 1:20 to go here in the first. Conway has it on the left wing side. He'll feed it down low. The shot from the outside, he scores. Ryan Ward with another rocket from the left wing. It's 4-1.
That's what Ryan Ward does best. He, obviously shot that ball on the move. Had a nice little jump shot there. Almost looked like a little step and just went over the shoulder of Matt Vince. And that's something that Rochester's defense really has to identify. They have to get out on his hands and get in a shooting lane on Ryan Ward because he really likes to shoot the ball from the outside.
Came in leading the team with 51 points, and he's got 2 goals already. 1 minute to go here in the first, and the Rush up by 3. McCready has it on the left wing side. Gives it now to Kersey. Kersey has it. Looking in on goal, spins away from one, feeds it up top, and another miscommunication, and Rochester turns it over. And Edmonton with another opportunity here before the end of the first. Fed over to Small, flip pass over now on the right wing side, that's tracked down on the near boards. Matthews looking, fires, kick save, rebound over the top of the net. Picked up by Knight, 30 seconds to go. 4-1 Edmonton. 17 shots on goal so far, as Aaron Bold now will make his way to the Edmonton bench in favor of Zach Greer. Or check that now, it's going to be Ryan Ward. 15 seconds to go, fed over now on the near side. Small on the slot, the shot, he scores. Corey Small with the extra man, it is 5-1.
Yeah, and that was obviously a 6-on-5 there, and Small kind of took a chance there because there was still 9 seconds to go on the shot clock, and their net was open. So obviously he's seen a bit of an opening down there that I didn't see from up here. But again, it was another across the top, just shooting on the run and getting the ball in behind Matt Vince, and that seems to be something that Edmonton's trying to do to the Rochester's defense.
Well, the last time that they played, 18 goals against Calgary, 18-13, and now Rochester coming on back. That one is stripped away, flipped up in front of the Edmonton bench, and that's how the first quarter of play is going to come to an end. And the Rochester Knighthawks trailing by 4, 5-1. We'll be back in the Knighthawks Broadcast Network.
The hottest dance team in the league, your Rochester Nightingales.
Alright, alright, yeah. Alright, alright, yeah. Alright, alright, yeah. Alright, alright, go. She moving, she moving, she moving, she moving, she moving, she got it. She moving, she moving, she moving, she moving, she moving, she got it. She moving, she moving, she moving. Come on, it's time to hit the dance floor. The way she bent her back, no. It's kinda weird, it's kinda crazy, but I think I like it though. She's fire than them and tighter than those other suckers. I never seen a girl shake it so hard, I think I'm about to blow. You ain't know, I'ma go. Just sit back and watch the show. The way she act, the way she moves, she's stepping up just like a pro. Bang, bang, choo-choo train, get on down, just do your thing. She back it up, they act it up, just get on down and do your thing. She moving, her body, so sexy, can't hide it, when she hit the floor, I can't even explain it. I'm in love, shawty entertainment. She moving, her body, so sexy, can't hide it, when she hit the floor, I can't even explain it.
Make some noise for your Rochester Nightingales. Don't forget to visit their table in the upper atrium to purchase your Nightingales calendar for only $10.
Welcome back to the Blue Cross Arena. Rochester trailing 5-1. They'll go left to right, and Edmonton right to left. Corey Small with a goal and 3 assists thus far to lead the visiting Rush. Across midfield, given to Vitarelli. Now down the near boards to Jamieson. Vitarelli across now on the left wing to Acursi. He's got the only Knighthawks goal so far. Jamieson on the right wing side, trying to sidestep his defender. Feeds it in the slot, taken in on goal. The shot, and Acursi denied by Bold. And Bold stopped 5 of the 6 shots that he faced in the first quarter. Rochester yielding 18 shots on goal, and Matt Vince making 13 saves.
Yeah, that's something that Rochester's obviously got to turn the tides on there and get some more shots on Aaron Bold, try and get him moving across from crease to crease here, and get some good quality shots.
Matthews from the high slot gives it over now on the far side. Now to Knight on the near boards to Ryan Ward. He's got 2 goals and an assist this evening. Fed over now to Knight. 8th overall pick to Ward, who gets the shot off afterward, and that's going to cause a penalty as Ryan Ward will head off as he got the shot off. It is pretty difficult to do that when the whistle goes and you're already kind of in the act of shooting.
Yeah, I don't think that was something that Ryan Ward obviously tried to do, or there would have been probably some little angry Rochester Knighthawks, but that's something that's unfortunate. He was already in his momentum of shooting the ball, and the whistle went, and obviously that is a penalty. So we'll see how Rochester can take advantage here.
1 for 1 on the man advantage so far as Dawson up top to Jamieson. Back to Dawson, up to Jamieson. Bulls by 1. The shot, he scores. Cody Jamieson.
That's something there that Rochester obviously took advantage of that penalty for the Edmonton Rush, and that's something they need to do to get back in this game. They have to take every opportunity to put the ball in the net, and that's Cody Jamieson again. He's been shooting the ball real well this year, and that was just a great individual effort. He just drove the net and shot the ball towards the net and went in behind Aaron Bold. So that was a great effort by Cody Jamieson.
So Rochester now with a breakaway opportunity. Purvis shoots, score! No, they're going to wave it off. Jimmy Purvis thought he had his first goal as a Rochester Nighthawk. Now you do have 20 seconds to throw the challenge flag. And his left foot was in the crease.
Yeah, most definitely. That's a good call there by the referee.
And that shot by Zach Greer goes wide of the net. Grabbed now by the Knighthawks. Here they come in transition. And Mike Hazen screaming, but the shot over the top of the net. Grab behind the net by Jamieson. Great hustle now over to Campbell. He's the man that got the original shot off. Hazen wanted a bench penalty on Edmonton.
Yeah, it looks like they had too many men coming up off the end, but just the speed on Scott Campbell coming down the floor, that was some quality breakaway speed there, and it was a great opportunity by the Rochester Knighthawks.
And Dawson can't keep it in, so Rochester turns it over. 12:46 to go. A lot more life in the Rochester Knighthawks to start this second quarter. They trail by 3, and very nearly could have had it down to 2 if Purvis didn't get his foot in the crease. Over now to Conway. And there's an illegal pick behind the play. And the Knighthawks now will start it up as Lord gives it over now to Paulus in front. Vitarelli, the shot. Save made by Aaron Bold, and it just dropped into his pad. Fed down the floor. As Edmonton now will get the offense out there as Turner takes the feed. He'll give it over now on the far boards, and another illegal pick call. As this time Dawson had his stick knocked out of his hand, and another penalty coming up after the whistle to Edmonton.
Yeah, that's something that Edmonton's obviously taking 2 penalties that probably were unnecessary penalties, but we'll see if the Knighthawks can capitalize here on another penalty by the Edmonton Rush.
That last goal, Jamieson from Dawson and Paulus at 1:13. Rochester 2 for 2 on the man advantage, as they will get their power play unit out there again. Fed up top to Jamieson, now to Dawson to Acursi. Dan Dawson up top to Jamieson. Fed in front, the shot and the save made by Aaron Bold. The rebound is grabbed by Dilks. He has it stripped away, but there to back it up is Kyle Rubish. Rubish walks it across the timeline. 11:40 to go here in the second quarter. Fed in front, the shot, kick save by Matt Vince. What a beautiful save by Matt Vince. And Rochester now quickly into rush territory as Jamison takes that feed. And he'll pass it over now to Vitarelli. In the high slot to Jamison, over to Dawson. Passes it down low to Acursi, over to Jamison. Jamison has it on the right wing side, gives it across to Acursi in front, the shot, scored! Johnny Paulus with a bouncer.
And that's a play that the Knighthawks have drawn up, and it was just a great pass to Mike Acursi from Cody Jamison, and as soon as that pass went down to the crease, Johnny Paulus cut the middle and took a nice little bounce pass to the stick side of Aaron Bold, and that was obviously a great passing play by the power play of the Rochester Knighthawks.
Did he even have that in his stick?
Very, very quickly. He didn't have a whole lot of time to shoot that ball because they had Edmonton rush defender was on him real quick. So you don't need much time to put that ball in the net.
Looked like he batted it out of the air. And now a big scrum. It's a pileup of camo. And Knight takes it into Rochester territory. Knight gives it across on the right wing side, feeds it in the slot. LaFontaine's shot is knocked away. Matthews now takes a big hit. Still battling for it. It's rolled on back to Small, who has it on the far boards. Fed across to LaFontaine. He can't take the pass by Matthews. And now the shot is denied by Matt Vince. As Matthews let that one go from the left wing. A shot clock violation, and Keogh now with it. 5-3. Rochester within 2. All of their goals on the man advantage. Walters over on the left wing side. McCready passes it up top. It is picked off by Kyle Rubish. Rubish has Ward trailing and Zach Greer. Bounce pass over to Ward on the left wing side. Joining the offense, Jared Davis and Turner takes the feed and gives it over on the right wing side. Now the outside shot, and Matt Vince pins that underneath his right arm as Greer let that one go. We've got official timeout on the floor. The Rochester Knighthawks have chipped the lead down to 2. They trail 5-3. We'll be back on the Knighthawks Broadcast Network. Here, instead of counting it up here, why don't you go down to the bottom?
Come on.
Welcome back to the Blue Cross Arena. The Rochester Knighthawks. 2 goals to open up the second quarter, both on the man advantage, Jamison and Paulus. And Vitarelli now will give it down the near boards. Vitarelli over now to Keogh. Trying to shake off a check of Jeremy Thompson. They were teammates at Syracuse University. Now over to Jamison. Jamison tried to feed it over to Dawson. Dawson knocks down his man, that's Cornwall. And able to get it on ahead to Jeremy Thompson. 82 loose balls he came into the game with. As Jeremy Thompson, as I said, played at Syracuse University, now is penalty upcoming to Rochester. Fed across, and that one is tapped over the glass and into the crowd by Brad Self. And Edmonton will go on the man advantage. So far tonight, they are 1 for 1. As Ian Lord will head off for the Knighthawks. 9:03 to go here in the second. And Rochester on a 2-0 run. Up top to Matthews, over to Ward on the left wing. Ryan Ward to Matthews. Fed across now to Knight. Back up top to Ward. Fed across, the shot by Small is denied by Vince, who slid over to his left. Passed up top to Ryan Ward, he'll give it down low. Ward has it on the left wing. Now in the high slot, fed over to Ward. Now in the right wing, back to Ward as he got the pass from Greer. Now Ward has it back in his stick, fed across, and they tried to get Vince moving. And that one went out of play, and Rochester will take over. As that setup was to the right of Matt Vince, but Zach Greer shot that one, and it bounced over the glass and into the crowd. So Rochester takes over. They're shorthanded for the next minute and 16. As it's fed over now to Dan Dawson. He gives it to Johnny Paulus, who just turned 20 years old this week. Accursey back to Paulus. Down the near boards to Walters. Fed in front of the net. That one is tapped away, but it's picked up by Accursey. Shot, save, rebound. Dawson back in front, the shot, and that one is denied again by Aaron Bold.
That was great individual effort there by Mike Accursey to get that loose ball. Dan Dawson, same thing when they're shorthanded here. So it's hopefully this can muster into the short, being short here.
7:40 to go here in the second. 34 seconds remaining in the power play as Ryan Ward has it on the left wing. Passes it up top. The shot by Matthews. He scores. Mark Matthews with a shot to the stick side of Matt Vince. It's 6-3.
And that's one of those shots by Mark Matthews. I watched him shoot quite a bit. He usually pulls the ball short side, but it seemed like he stuttered his shot a little bit and shot to the stick side of Matt Vince. And that was just a great shot there by Mark Matthews.
So 6-3 in favor of Edmonton. Matthews now with a goal and 2 assists. As they battle for and off the face-off. Coming in to scoop it on up is Lintz. And the Edmonton native will feed it across the floor now as Ryan Ward will take the feed and give it over now on the left wing side to Jared Davis. Davis in the high slot looking, feeds it in front off the stick of Ryan Ward. It's backed up though by Conway, feeds it behind the net. Now passed out in front. And Conway picks it on up with 2 seconds left on the shot clock, feeds it in the shot, and that's off the right foot of Matt Vince, who makes the save, and Jimmy Purvis comes in to pick it on up. Feeds it on ahead to Paul Dawson, and he'll walk it into rush territory. 6-3 Edmonton. Keogh passes it over now on the far wall. Given over now to Jamison on the near boards. Jamison drawing the double. A lot of pressure on Cody Jamison, as Rubish has him tied up, as does Jared Toll. Vitarelli trying to go in there to help out. That one's still in the stick of Jamison and a shot clock violation.
Cody Jamison just couldn't get out of the corner there. He obviously kept the ball from 3 guys, but he just couldn't move. He couldn't look for a pass. He just kept trying to keep his feet moving just to get out of the mix there, but it was unfortunate that he couldn't.
6 minutes to go in the second, and Curtis Knight will feed it over. On the right wing side, flip pass up top. Matthews shoots, save, rebound. Picked up in the slot. That one's knocked away as they fight for it on the far boards, and back away come the Knighthawks. Brad Self has it on the left wing. Now we'll bring it over on the near side. Joe Walters up top to Brad Self. Feeds it over now to Dan Dawson. Dawson trying to shake off his defender. Now passes it. The shot, and that one is denied by Aaron Bold. As Acursi let that one go. He's 3 points away from 800 in his career, as he's got 2 points tonight on a goal and an assist. Ryan Ward, former star at Butler University, gives it over now on the right wing side. Fed over, and that hits Ryan Ward in the back as Turner fed that one down low, and Campbell will grab it and start it up the floor for Paul Dawson. Dawson on the left wing, and he'll feed it now to Stephen Keogh. Keogh looking, trying to get away from one defender, feeds it over to Paulus. Paulus tried to give it on the near boards, and there to grab it is Vitarelli. Now to Jamieson in the slot. Jamieson has it knocked away, and LaFontaine was tied up, but he was able to flip it on over on the right wing side as Quinlan will feed it over to Matthews. We'll pass it now on the left wing side to Jared Davis. Davis traded to Edmonton for Paul Rabel, and then Rabel was packaged in the deal to get the Dawson brothers out of Philadelphia. Conway gives it over right wing side, fed in front of the net. That one is picked off by Brad Self. Up the floor now they come. 4 minutes to go here in the second. 6-3 Edmonton. Rochester outscoring the Rush 2-1 here in the second. And Rochester, Joe Walters over now to Acursi as he was being tied up. Numbers the other way if they can hurry. Over now to Conway, the shot, and that's steered into the far corner. Metzke going after it. And that one is flipped up and into the stick of Purvis. Jimmy Purvis wearing number 58. He'll wear number 98 in 2 weeks when Rochester returns to action. Dawson trying to get away from Corbeil. Feeds it over, and that shot is ripped wide of the net. Grabbed off the end boards by Johnny Paulus. Lofted into the netting. I think that was intended for Cody Jamieson. 3:09 to go here in the second. And the Edmonton Rush in the lead, 6-3. We'll be back on the Knighthawks Broadcast Network. Welcome back to the Blue Cross Arena. A lot of fans participating in the St. Paddy's Day festivities earlier today. The Champions Cup actually made the rounds through the streets of Rochester, New York, along with the Knighthawks fan club. The Knighthawks K-Hawks crew fed over now as Jared Davis gives it over on the far side. Now passed over to Knight. Trying to get away from Sid Smith. The shot, that goes wide of the net, and that is a souvenir over the near glass. Curtis Knight, 8th overall pick He was the Canadian Lacrosse Association Player of the Year in 2012. He played for Derek Keenan and Whitby.
Yeah, Curtis Knight's one of those young kids. He's obviously a leader. He was, I think, there was a captain in Whitby last year when they went to the Minto Cup. So he's one of those guys that just, he goes out, he works hard. He's a great talent and a good young player.
Not a bad 2 first picks. You get Mark Matthews and Curtis Knight. Johnny Paulus breaking in on goal, and that one is swatted away. Great pressure. John LaFontaine knocked it away. And now Edmonton in possession as Kyle Rubish feeds it through the slot, but that's too high for Small. Taken now on the near boards. Feeds it up top to Matthews, who will swing it over now on the right wing side. Flipped up top, the shot over the top of the net. The rebound picked up by Knight. He loses a handle on it, trying to track it down in the near corner. Conway now behind the net. And a whistle on the play. It's going to be a shot clock violation. Pretty acrobatic play just to grab that one out of the air.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely.
Flip it in on goal.
Yeah.
1:30 to go here in the first half. This game is flying on by. 6-3 Edmonton. Passed across now on the left wing side, taken in on goal, and that one is stripped away. Now a big hit behind the net by Vitarelli, but Bold is there to grab it and feed it up the floor to Jeremy Thompson. Takes it into Rochester territory, watched there by Sid Smith. He'll bounce it over to Ryan Ward. Ward now on the far boards, watched there by Scott Self. The double team trying to take it away. Fed across the shot, save, rebound, and that one is ripped wide of the net, and they cannot keep it in. A big hit on the near glass, and Rochester will take it over. As Paulus passes it over, as Acursi gave it to Dan Dawson, who has it in the high slot, passes it over now to Jamison. Jamison tried to feed it down low. Paulus has to track it down in the near corner. Paulus being held up by Metzke, takes it in on goal, the shot, and that one is denied, but a crease violation on Paulus. 33 seconds to go here in the first half. And Ryan Dilks into Rochester territory, and Derek Keenan will call a timeout.
Yeah, and that was a good. That's a good timeout with 25 to go in the shot clock, 27 on the game clock here. So, Derek Keenan's one of those guys, smart lacrosse guys. He's going to have something drawn up here that's going to obviously give the Edmonton Rush a good opportunity to get up by 4 here.
6-3 Edmonton. This is the second of 4 games tonight. Washington and Minnesota tied up at 1. 5:21 left in the first quarter. Later tonight, and one of the marquee matchups in the NLL, Buffalo traveling to Colorado in a rematch of that 12-6 Colorado win. All the suspensions were handed out. Plus another storyline, Casey Powell will make his Colorado Mammoth debut tonight. That should be a very interesting game. 9 p.m. Eastern, as you can catch it on the Lacrosse Network.
Yeah, that will be a good game. It'd be interesting to see how that game starts out. I know the end of last game, there was a few fisticuffs in the end of that game. So let's see if that carries over into the game tonight. That'd be a real interesting game to watch for sure.
27.7 seconds to go. The net to our right is empty. And Edmonton in the lead by 3. As Ryan Ward waiting for some time to tick off the clock, as he's got it right in front of the Edmonton bench. 10 seconds now to go here in the first half. Being pressured by Self. Feeds it over now on the right wing side. 4 seconds to go. The shot, he scores! 2.3 seconds to go, and Zach Greer scores stick side on Matt Vince. That is a big goal, and the 4-goal lead is back for the Rush.
And that was a real simple play by the Edmonton Rush. It was just a matter of waiting till the clock got down to about 3 or 4 seconds, and just a simple pick by Mark Matthews on Zach Greer's man, and Zach Greer took the ball to the net and put it on the stick side of Matt Vince. So that was a real simple goal for the Edmonton Rush.
That's his second goal of the first half, and at the end of one half of play here at the Blue Cross Arena, Edmonton 7, Rochester 3. We'll be back on the Knighthawks Broadcast Network.
Strictly prohibited. All right, fans, please make some noise and welcome to the turf, Churchville Chi-Li Lacrosse.
Don't miss the fast-paced action of Knighthawks lacrosse on Saturday, March 30th at 7:30. The Knighthawks take on the Toronto Rock at the Blue Cross Arena. Check in at KnighthawksFanZone.com at the game. For more information, call 454-HAWK. That's 454-4295. Or visit Knighthawks.com. That's Saturday, March 30th versus the Toronto Rock. The Rochester Knighthawks. No limits lacrosse.
Zero-calorie, zero-sugar, zero-carb energy shot for you. Call 877-7-MOHAWK for more information. That's 877-766-4295. Thunder Trap, the charge you need.
Your 2012 World Champion Knighthawks are back to defend the cup. Don't miss the fast-paced action of Knighthawks lacrosse all season long. Group tickets for the defending champion Knighthawks are now on sale. For more information on affordable group ticket pricing, call 454-HAWK. That's 454-4295 or visit Knighthawks.com. The Rochester Knighthawks. No limits lacrosse.
The Distillery, one of Rochester's best-loved restaurants for lunch, dinner, and late night, with 4 convenient locations, has become the choice destination for family and friends to gather and enjoy the perfect combination of delicious food, thirst-quenching brews, unpretentious service, a warm, friendly, high-energy atmosphere, and great value, all combined to make the Distillery a truly local experience. Join us after the game to satisfy your thirst or grab a bite to eat. Tap into good times at all 4 locations and at thedistillery.com.
When it comes to hospitality and hosting important events in Rochester, the Radisson Hotel Rochester Riverside is where people find comfort and convenience, from corporate meetings and conventions to weddings and weekend getaways. Stop into Legends Bar and Grill for nightly specials and your favorite game. The newly renovated Radisson Hotel Rochester Riverside promises to make your next event extraordinary. Radisson Hotel Rochester Riverside, where Rochester's hospitality shines the brightest.
I have been bullied. It is estimated that about 30% of students in 6th through 10th grade in the United States are involved in bullying on a regular basis. We are here to help.
In conjunction with Hurricanes Lacrosse, the Knighthawks will share the We Got Your Back anti-bullying message.
We will come to your school and share our personal stories with the students.
Go to Knighthawks.com to sign up your school.
We got your back.
Never back down, gonna break through the wall. Shout loud, everyone can hear. No, nobody near. Show 'em what I made of, what I made of. Show 'em what I made of, what I made of. Show them what I made of.
Hi, I'm Rich Ide from Dick Ide Honda, and we have some big news. We're excited to announce the all-new Dick Ide Mazda and Dick Ide Volkswagen of East Rochester. Now you can get the same great Dick Ide buying and service experience, but with Honda and Mazda and Volkswagen. And we strive to make it easy for you every step of the way. So if you're in the market for a new or used car, make sure you come and see us, and we'll make sure that you get the best Honda or Mazda or Volkswagen experience around.
All right, fans, make some noise for Churchville Chi-Li Lacrosse. As they head off, welcome Gananda Lacrosse.
Hi, I'm Cody Jameson, and I would like to wish a very happy birthday to the following fans.
Hi, I'm Stephen Keogh, and I would like to welcome the following groups to tonight's game.
iPad, mobile phone, and on television. Watch the games anywhere and take the NLL wherever you're going. Visit NLL.com for more info. NLL Radio offers the best online radio coverage of the NLL. Download the app and listen to exclusive live game broadcasts anywhere on your smartphone. NLL Radio is also your home for weekly shows and player interviews. It's all free of charge. For more info, visit NLL.com. Turn your phone's ordinary ringtone into your favorite extraordinary Knighthawks highlight with Sport On. Sport On has exclusive NLL highlight video tones. Download your favorite highlight and relive the big goal or the superb save every time your phone rings. Visit NLL.sporton.com. Redefine your game with Reebok's new Black line. Reebok Black was designed and engineered for the elite lacrosse player. Reebok's Black line features a lightweight and minimalistic design with carbon light technology. Performance-driven, technology-driven, NLL proven. Find all the new Reebok lacrosse gear online at ReebokBlack.com. Now, ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to the turf. They are Strike It Up.
She ain't got your love anymore. Rumor has it she ain't got your love anymore.
Ladies and gentlemen, that is Strike It Up.
the Edmonton Rush, and he's also brought some players in that can put them over the top. He's got good goaltending. He's got good young talent who's real offensively minded, and their defense is probably one of the most athletic defenses in the league, and they can run the floor real quick and put the ball in the net also. So, he's made some great changes to the Edmonton team over the last couple of years, and it looks like they're for real.
Well, here we go to start the second half. Jeremy Thompson won 5 of 6 faceoffs in that first half, and he picks up where he left off as Edmonton has possession, and Ryan Ward will give it down the near boards. Opening minute, and that pass, if it would have connected, Ryan Ward would have been one-on-one with Matt Vince. Now over to Small. Bounces off his defender. Looking in front for Matthews, swings it across on the left wing side. Knight gets it over to Ward. Now to Small, his shot is deflected wide of the net, and that one is grabbed by Scott Self. As he's wearing number 56 tonight, he will wear number 5, and in fact, he said, this is the second time in my career I've worn 56. When I went over to Buffalo, I had to wear that number for one game.
Yeah, that's a number that they give that obviously doesn't have a nameplate on it.
And an illegal pick call on Rochester. And Edmonton will start up the turf. As Mark Matthews, former star out of Denver, and Zach Greer will give it across on the left wing side. As Conway will feed it on over, the pass back to Greer, now on the near side. As the flip pass to Matthews. Matthews gets it across on the left wing, behind the back shot. That's denied by Vince, but picked up by Matthews, and they'll reset their offense. Great pickup by Mark Matthews, as Turner now will swing it across on the left wing side. Knight trying to get away from Sid Smith, now to Turner, the shot, that's denied, and Rochester will grab it and start it up the turf as Brad Self now trying to take it in on goal, and he elects to bring it on back as he gives it to Cody Jamieson, who will feed it now to Johnny Paulus. Both men have scored tonight for Rochester. Now Walters gets the feedback from Keogh. Over to Jamieson. Jamieson in the slot. Still with it. Being pressured by Rubish. Gives it across on the right wing side. Oh, a big punishing hit on Johnny Paulus. As flying in from the backside came Kyle Rubish.
Yeah, that was a big hit. That was kind of a bit of a suicide pass there by Rochester, but Johnny Paulus obviously took that hard hit and bounced right back up. So that's good to see for Johnny Paulus.
Fed over, now taken in front, the shot by Small. What a great move to get separation to get that shot in on goal.
Yeah, Smalls, he's one of those shifty guys out there, and he's having a great game today. Brings a lot of energy to the floor, and he's making lots of real nice plays, and he's got a couple goals tonight.
And Dan Dawson has it up top, gives it over now to Micah Kersey. Now to Paulus, feeds it in front, the shot, he scores! Joe Walters rips it home, and it's 7-4.
Yeah, good for Joe Walters out there. He's been snake bitten the last few games, but he's always a guy that's out working hard and always trying to get guys open and making lots of nice picks on the left side. So it's nice to see Joe Walters get an opportunity to catch that ball inside and just turn and shoot the ball. And he's one of those guys that's really come a long way in this box game, and it's real good to see that Joe Walters get an opportunity to play and actually make a good effort to have some great games here for the Knighthawks.
It's his first goal since February 9th, and Rochester had the ball, but the double team, Rubish trying to take it away. Joel McCready trying to help out his teammate as they dig for it near the restraining line. And it's going to be Rochester possession. 11:37 to go. Rochester trailing by 3. Dan Dawson gives it on back for Stephen Keogh. Jamieson to Keogh, near side to Dan Dawson, spinning away from one. His pass is knocked down. Picked up by Quinlan. So Paulus and Kersey assisting. Kersey, 3 points tonight. as Edmonton now will work it up top to Matthews. Fired down to Zach Greer. Greer passes it over now to Knight. Gives it over on the left wing side. Fed in front of the net to Greer, the shot, and Vince makes the stop. Passed on ahead to Purvis. Purvis across midfield. Purvis feeds it in the slot, and Joe Walters can't hang on, and it's grabbed by Aaron Bold.
Those are passes that definitely have to be definitely caught there. That's a great transition play there by Jimmy Purvis to pass to Joe Walters, and that's just something that you got to really squeeze in front of the net to get an opportunity to shoot that ball.
Conway gives it up top. Matthews shoots and scores. Mark Matthews just unloads from the outside, and it's 8-4.
Yeah, Matthews, one of those guys. He catches and shoots the ball on the run, and that was just a simple catch, and he had his feet moving. He shot that ball short side, and that's one thing that he does real well. He shoots the ball on the run, and you know, when he's shooting hard, and he usually shoots short side, but that's exactly where that shot went.
Rochester wins the faceoff. Conway gets the assist. If you're a fan of Major League Lacrosse, you'll be watching him play for the New York Lizards this summer. That up top to Paulus, now over to Jamison. Jamison gives it to Paulus. Paulus flips it over. Vitarelli shot. He's denied by Bold. Lintz picks it up and fires it down the floor to Jeremy Thompson. Thompson taking it in on goal, and he's going to bring it back up top as he'll feed it to Corey Small and head off the floor in favor of Jarrett Davis. In on goal, the shot. That one goes wide, and then Purvis, a big hit. I think that was Ryan Ward who got that shot off, and he paid the price as Purvis came across.
Yeah, for sure. He made a nice slide there to come across and hit Ward just as he was shooting the ball. So that's again, for Jimmy Purvis, that's a nice play that he can bring to the table here.
9 minutes and 10 seconds to go as Jamison against Kyle Rubish. He gets some backside help. Oh, a big hit in front as Toll was shoved through the crease, and a turnover. Rochester will have the ball when we come back. 9:04 to go, and the Edmonton Rush and Mark Matthews in the lead, 8-4. We'll be back in the Knighthawks Broadcast Network. Welcome back to the Blue Cross Arena. 9:04 to go, and a big hit in front of the net as Jared Toll turns it over after Rochester pressuring, and the Knighthawks now have the ball as Jamison gets it up top to Paulus, now to Keogh, the shot that hit a man in front of the net, and Metzke will start up the turf as he gives it across on the left wing side, passed across the timeline as it's given on back to Mark Matthews. Matthews hanging on to it. Now trying to get away. from Jamie Batson. Fed behind the net, now up top, over to Matthews on the right wing side. Feeds it across, that one was tapped away, but picked back up, and that shot from outside by Conway is stopped by Matt Vince, who feeds it across midfield to Brad Self. Now gives it to Vitarelli, as Self will charge off the turf in favor of Johnny Paulus, who takes the feed from Walters, and he'll give it right back. Walters, who has 1 goal tonight, over to Dawson. Now to Micah Kersey in front to Dawson. He can't hang on, and Aaron Bold will grab it and give it over on the left wing side. As Corbeil gave it to Quinlan. Quinlan traded to Edmonton in 2005 from the Toronto Rock. And a native of Edmonton, so one of the faces of the franchise. Corey Small shaken off a check by Scott Self, hits a man in front of the net with that shot. 4 seconds on the shot clock, feeds it across. That one's mishandled and picked off by Paul Dawson. Charging into the rush zone, and he'll pass it to Jamieson. Jamieson taking his man one-on-one, gets the shot off, and Bold makes the save as he got around Metzke. But Aaron Bold made the stop, and now Edmonton, Jeremy Thompson will give it to Matthews. And Derek Keenan said Jeremy Thompson is the surprise of the season. He knew he was a good ball player, but he's been exceptional so far this year.
Yeah, and he can take draws. He can transition the ball. He can pass and catch real well. He's got great stick skills, and he's a great athlete. So that's something that, obviously brought a dynamic to the Edmonton Rush for sure.
And a shot clock violation. Rochester will take over as Rory Glaves will give it to Jamieson. 6:40 to go here in the third as Joel McCready will give it to Dawson. That one is knocked down, but in to pick it up is Vitarelli. One-on-one with Corbeil. Vitarelli bounces off the far boards, backing his way in. The shot, save. Bold looks behind him, and he's got it trapped in his right pad. 31-17. Make that 18 now are the shots on goal. Edmonton led 5-1 after 1. 7-3 at half, and right now they lead 8-4. As Jared Davis fed it over, now LaFontaine will feed it to Small. Getting away from Scott Self, the shot, that one is deflected wide by the save of Matt Vince. Now another shot, and this time Vince looks behind him, but he's got it trapped underneath him, and Rochester will start up the turf once again. Another Rochester goalie, Pat O'Toole, will go in the team's Hall of Fame on March 30th. Team's all-time leader in every major category in goaltending, as Pat O'Toole will go in the Hall of Fame prior to the game against Toronto on March 30th. So congratulations to the man they call Tool Time. Over to Dawson. Dawson in the slot. Feeds it across. The shot of Kersey couldn't pull the trigger. And a shot clock violation as Johnny Paulus got tied up. A tough punishing defense, and Rochester experienced that in the championship game, but right now they only have 4 goals up on the board. Fed in front, and that one is shot wide of the net by Turner. They battle for it on the far boards. Conway pinning his man. And now the Knighthawks will come away with it. As Lord will bounce it across midfield. Brad Self feeds it to Jamieson. Third-year pro on a Six Nations. Won a championship, the NCAA level, scored that overtime game winner. And the shot, he scores! The shot from the left wing side, Joel McCready. And it's 8-5.
Yeah, that was just a simple two-man game there between Micah Kersey and Joel McCready. And Joel McCready just got topside on his defender, came around and shot the ball low just to the stick side of Aaron Bold. And that's something that Joel McCready was brought up front here to add a little mustard to the offense and add a little energy, add some some picks and some rolls and get some loose balls in the offensive end. But obviously he can score too, so that's something that's going to bode real well for the Rochester Knighthawks offense.
So Jamieson and a Kersey assisting. I was going to say Jamieson had that big overtime game winner against Syracuse, a national championship team, as they rallied to beat Cornell. Fed over now on the far boards. That one is knocked away by Metzke. Dilks goes in to help out his defensive partner, but it's tapped up the far wall as Joe Walters still has it. Gets the shot off, and that one is grabbed by Cornwall, and Walters has to head off to adjust his chin strap. Cornwall passes it to Jarrett Davis. From Port Moody, BC, Jarrett Davis, third-year pro. As Knight will feed it over right wing side. The shot, save, rebound. Greer going after it, and he's knocked down. And Rochester now, Brad Self has it on the right wing, gives it across to Dawson. 3:20 to go. Rochester trailing 8-5. McCready gives it to Jamison. He'll loft it up top to Vitarelli. Now on the near boards to Dawson. Back to Jamison. Jamison has it behind the net. The wraparound, he scored! Cody Jamison!
That was a crafty move there by Cody Jamison, who's playing with a lot more energy here, and he just obviously took the ball in behind the net and just came around with a wraparound shot on Aaron Bolden. It seemed to work for him. So that's that's good to get within two here. Cody Jamison definitely one of those guys in the championship game that kind of turned the tides on the game. So hopefully that's something that we can see tonight.
And you see a little bit more energy in the Rochester Knighthawks as they cut the deficit to 2. Fed across, and that one is mishandled, and Matt Vince will scoop it up. Jamison from Dawson. And Jamison had 4 points in that championship game. He was the MVP, and tonight he's got 5 points, 2 goals and 3 assists.
Yeah, most definitely Cody Jamison's having another good game, and he's one of those guys that has to have a good game in order for the Knighthawks to win this game.
Keogh gives it to Dawson, wide open the shot, and Bold makes the save. And Rubish circling his own goal, and he'll bounce it on ahead. 2:20 left here in the third, and the Knighthawks within 2. Jarrett Davis feeds it down low, now brought back up top. Given near side to Corey Small. His pass is picked off by Brad Self. Even numbers going back 2-on-2. He's got a trailer and he misses wide. And that one is backed up nicely by Jamison as he's able to keep it in. Jamison from the right wing side, and an illegal pick call on Joel McCready. 1:50 to go. Rochester has trimmed the deficit to 2 on a spectacular goal by Cody Jamison. 8-6 Edmonton. We'll be back on the Knighthawks Broadcast Network. Welcome back to the Blue Cross Arena, and a spectacular goal by Cody Jamison. And he's got this crowd back in the game. Some have been going pretty strong all day, as it's St. Patrick's Day parade was earlier today. And Ryan Ward will give it to Greer, who passes to Small. Flips it to Matthews. Across on the left wing side. Now in the high slot is Davis. He fed it across. That one is mishandled. And back away now comes Purvis. Purvis across midfield for Scott Self. And he'll feed it up top to Cody Jamieson. Self acquired from Buffalo for Alex Kiddo Hill right before the trade deadline on Wednesday. Acursi gives it to Jamieson. Back up top to Acursi. 1 point away from career point number 800. Jamieson trying to get away from Rubish. Feeds it across the shot. He scores! Dan Dawson. It's 8-7.
Yeah, it was a nice play there by Cody Jamieson. Again, he just came around the top, and Dan Dawson was cutting the net, and it was just a quick pass to catch Aaron Bold standing flat-footed, and Dan Dawson's just a guy, you know, when you get an opportunity like that, he's going to put the ball in, and that was just a great play by Cody Jamieson and a nice shot by Dan Dawson.
So the last time it was Jamieson from Dawson, and he returns the favor. And Rochester wins the face-off. They trail by 1, 8-7. Brad Self going after it. He tracks it down deep in Edmonton territory. Metzke takes it away. And he gets some help from Cornwall, who will feed it up the turf. 30 seconds to go here in the third quarter. Getting away from one is Thompson. His shot goes wide of the net. Small takes a big hit. Now draws a double. Now the triple team as they try to strip this one away. 15 seconds to go. The ball squirts free. Flipped up into the air. And that one is grabbed by Matthews, and Rochester wants to know why there's a fresh 30-second shot clock. 1 second left. The shot, and time expires. At the end of 3 quarters of play, Rochester has cut the deficit to 1. They trail 8-7. We'll be back in the Knighthawks Broadcast Network. Welcome back to the Blue Cross Arena, and the Knighthawks are within 1, 8-7. After the goal by Dan Dawson from Cody Jamieson at the 14-minute mark. Off the faceoff, Sid Smith battling, and that's picked up by Corey. Takes it behind the Rochester goal. 8-7 is our score. Edmonton in the lead. Knight in the slot. Gets it over right wing side, taking it in on goal. Turner has it stripped away, deflected in on goal by Greer, and he is stopped by Vince. Vince has faced 35 shots on goal, and that one is skipped across midfield to Joel McCready, who's got a goal tonight, and he'll pass it to Paulus. Now to Walters. Gives it to Kersey. Left wing side to Keogh. Keogh shot, that's knocked down, skips through the crease. Rubish going after it. He fights off a hard check by Keogh, and he'll roll it on over to his right, and it's passed across midfield to Corbeil. 12:38 to go, fourth quarter. And Edmonton hanging on to a 1-goal lead. In the slot, the shot, that one is, I think it went off the stick of Conway. I think it hit the forward of Edmonton. Well, they're going to say that it belongs to Edmonton. Fed in front, Small misses wide of the net as he snuck in behind the defense. Mark Ardonio, the crew chief today. Fed in front, the shot by Jared Davis. He's denied by Vince. And grabbing it is Brad Self. Gives it to his older brother, Scott Self. They're 18 months apart. That over right wing side. And Vitarelli will give it to Johnny Paulus. He flips it on over to Vitarelli, who bounces it to Dan Dawson. 9 seconds left on the shot clock. Dawson backing his way in. Dawson, he had it knocked out of his stick. Kersey knocked out in front, fed in front of the net, but a shot clock violation. 11:40 to go here in the fourth quarter.
Both defense are playing real well tonight. You know, obviously it's only 15 goals scored in the whole game, and it's a fight just to score a goal out there.
And Ryan Ward takes the feed, and he'll pass it to Knight. Knight in the slot. Down low to Ryan Ward. His shot is denied by Matt Vince. We'll feed it up ahead to Scott Campbell. Takes it into rush territory. And he'll fire it over on the near boards to Joe Walters. Now to Jamison. Across now on the left wing side to McCready. McCready in the high slot. Gives it to Jamison. Jamison, 6 seconds left to work with. Jamison feeds it in front of the net. The shot saved by Aaron Bold. As that was just fed in front of the net, and a behind the back shot denied by Aaron Bold. 10:40 to go. Quinlan hanging on to it as he got through 3 Nighthawk defenders, and he'll change in favor of Curtis Knight. Now Small tries to get rid of it, and that rolls out of his stick. Knight backs it up and feeds it over on the right wing side. The shot that hit the crossbar. And Knight picks it up on the left wing side.
That was just a hard shot there by Mark Matthews, and obviously went off the crossbar and didn't connect. But I think that's the first time I've seen him shoot standing flat-footed.
Passed on ahead to Brad Self. Came into the game with 6 goals and 7 assists. Over now to Dawson, to Kersey. Kersey passes it to Dan Dawson on the left wing side. He'll loft it across now to Jamison on the near boards. Jamison getting underneath the shot, the save, and a crease violation. And we have an official timeout on the floor. 8:43 to go here in the fourth, and Aaron Bold keeping this game a 1-goal contest as he denies Cody Jamison. We'll be back on the Nighthawks Broadcast Network.
I'm very excited for Patty O'Toole's Hall of Fame induction. But right now it's time to get the winner of our 50-50 raffle. Our Thunder, go ahead and mix it up there. Get a good shaking going. That's good, pal. That's good, Speed Demon. All right, I'm just gonna have to stop you. I told you 2 times, come on. There you go, ladies. Pull the ticket out. This is for $1,250 in our 50-50 raffle. Congratulations to ticket number 13998. Again, ticket 13998. You win $1,250 in tonight's 50-50 raffle.
Welcome back to the Blue Cross Arena, 4th quarter action alongside Chris Driscoll. I'm Craig Rubzinski. 8-7 in favor of Edmonton, who have a huge weekend coming up, as they'll face Buffalo on Saturday and then Toronto on Sunday before closing out the year with 3 straight home games. Edmonton trying to improve to 6-5, and they've got the 1-goal lead, and Ryan Ward over to Turner, who gives it to Zach Greer. Greer in on goal, the shot, he scores! Zach Greer with his 3rd goal of the contest, and Edmonton with a 2-goal lead.
That was a very similar goal to the last one he got. It's just a simple pick by his line mate there, and he just moved his feet real quick and shot the ball on the run. So that was very similar to the last goal that he scored.
So Greer completes the hat trick. And the Knighthawks now need 2 to tie off the face-off win by Jeremy Thompson. He passes it over now on the right wing side. Up top tonight. Over on the near boards to Ryan Ward. Gives it over now in front. LaFontaine loses it. Rolls up top. Fed over now on the left wing tonight. He'll flip it up top to Ryan Ward. His outside shot is stopped, and the rebound is grabbed out of the air by Brad Self. Self has 10 loose balls tonight. Over now to Walters, fed in front, the shot, and that hit a man in front of the net, and they're going to say it hit Vitarelli. So Edmonton with possession, 8:40 to go. As Zach Greer, who's got 4 points this evening, will feed it over on the far side. Turner bounces off one check, has it in the far corner, gives it to Greer. Around one, the shot, he scores. Zach Greer with his 4th goal of the game.
Yep, and again, very similar shot to his last goal. He's real shifty. He's got obviously he uses his picks real well, and he got around the Rochester defender and made a nice shot on the run and to the stick side of Matt Vince, and those are 4 very similar goals that he scored tonight.
Off the face-off, 3-goal lead for Edmonton, as that one is grabbed by Jared Davis across midfield into Rochester territory. Now to Matthews, his shot is stopped by Vince. Now a big hit to the left of Vince, and Rochester will take over. And across midfield comes Brad Self, gives it to Vitarelli down the near boards to Joe Walters. Walters has a goal tonight. Jamison across to Acursi. Fed in front of the net, and Dan Dawson was being tied up, and he couldn't get a decent shot off, and Quinlan brings it into the Rochester zone. Gives it over to Ward on the left wing side. As they set up, and Small had it stripped away, but it got it right back. Fed over left wing side. Edmonton with a 3-goal lead as Conway flips it across the shot, he scores! They just beat the shot clock, and the Edmonton Rush are back in front by 4. And the challenge flag comes out. I believe that was Mark Matthews who scored that goal. And we are going to have a challenge. The last 2 goals, Zach Greer from Alex Turner, and Ryan Ward. And then the fourth career goal of the game, assisted by Turner. And we have a review on this goal as Conway, the one-handed flip to, like I said, I think that was Mark Matthews who.
Yeah, it was Mark Matthews there, and it was just a nice pass by his teammate there, and to get wide open, allow Mark Matthews to get wide open and catch that ball and shoot. And it's it's tight. It's tight. I don't know if we got a good angle here. Hopefully they got a better angle down there, but it looks pretty close to where his foot might have been on the line of the crease there. So it's it's going to be a tough call for the referees. Hopefully they got a better angle than what we do up here.
So if the goal counts, it'll be 11-7. And thus far, Mark Matthews with 2 goals and 2 assists. Another out-of-town score. Minnesota is leading Washington 6-2. That game is at halftime, and Buffalo and Colorado are tied up 1-1 early in the first quarter. And tonight here in Rochester, the Knighthawks are trailing by 3 or maybe 4. So Rochester will have a bye weekend. They'll return home on March 30th. That's a Saturday night game, 7:30 against the Toronto Rock. The week after that, Rochester will wrap up their home schedule, the earliest they ever have in team history, April 6th against Philadelphia. That's a 6 p.m. start. Remember, they changed the time to accommodate national TV on CBS, so that's a 6 o'clock game. And that is a good goal. 7:55 the time of the goal, and Mark Matthews completes the circus pass by Conway, and it is a 4-goal lead, and that's the 5th point of the night for Matthews.
Yeah, that's a big goal. That's a big goal for Mark Matthews there, and he's one of those guys that's what he's here for. That's what he's here to do. He's here to score goals and make some nice plays for his team, and that's what he seems to be doing tonight.
So a 4-goal deficit once again. Rochester battled all the way back to get it within 1. And the lead is now 4 as Greer has it on the left wing, pulls the trigger and misses wide. That one goes out of play. Rochester will take over with 6:53 to go, and they've got to get goals in a hurry.
Yeah, and they got to start. They got to start now with 7 or 6.5 minutes to go here in the game, and down by 4. It's something that they're going to have to do, and they got to do it right now.
That over on the near boards to Jamison, across on the left wing side to Keogh, gives it to Dawson. Now to Jamison on the right wing. Jamison has it behind the net. Jamison taking on the double team, gets a shot off, and that is going to be a shot clock violation. Across midfield come the rush. 6:16 to go. Here in the fourth quarter, and Edmonton trying to win for the 6th time this season and trying to improve to 5-1 on the road this year. Over to Ward. Ward passed it over to Knight off his stick into the crease to Matt Vince, who will give it to Paul Dawson. He's got it on the left wing side. Dawson hits Paulus the shot, and Bold makes the save. And that one is given to Cornwall. Cornwall feeds it in front of the net to Zach Greer. He loses the handle. And again, Vince ends up with it. And he'll feed it on ahead. Taken into the rush zone. Now to Keogh. Feeds it to Paulus. On the near boards to Dan Dawson. Fed across, the shot, kick save by Aaron Bold, as he kicks that one out of play, as Joel McCready was denied by Bold, who will give it now to Vitarelli. Paulus on the left wing to Kersey. And Vitarelli scoops that one up on the right wing side. Vitarelli to Paulus. Tried to feed it across. That one's tapped away by Corbeil. And here they come, 3-on-1 break the other way. Rochester able to get back defensively. And Edmonton is more than happy to oblige them, as less than 5 minutes remain in this contest, and Corey Small will pass it over. The shot by Matthews on the run. He is stopped by Vince. Across midfield. And Joel McCready is going to feed it over to Dan Dawson. Marked there by Jeremy Thompson. Dawson taking on the double. Vince heading to the goal. The shot and he scored. Dan Dawson bounces it past Aaron Bold, and I was going to say that Matt Vince was leaving his goal. And on the other end, Dan Dawson was scoring a goal.
Yeah, absolutely. There was obviously a delayed penalty there on Dan Dawson. There was a couple guys that were all over Dan Dawson trying to drive to the net, and he just kind of turned out, made a nice bounce shot to the glove side of Aaron Bold, and that's something that Dan Dawson has to do. He's a big time player and a big time goal scorer, so he's got to take this team on his shoulders and take them to the promised land.
That's a second goal of the night for the man they call Dangerous Dan. And Lord is battling for it, has his man pinned in the near corner in the Rochester zone. Unassisted goal at 10:32. 4 minutes to go here in the fourth quarter. The Knighthawks trailing by 3, and they finally blow the play dead. And we have an official timeout on the turf. 4:03 to go. And the Knighthawks trailing Edmonton 11-8. We'll be back in the Knighthawks Broadcast Network.
Here in section 109, it's time for our fan zone winner, number 2 of the game. Give it up for Michael here in section 109. He checked in by scanning the QR code on his ticket, or he checked in scanning the code up on the atrium. And he wins this game-worn Tyler Burton jersey, number 7, Tyler Burton. Fans who sign up also have the chance of winning a new car, courtesy of Bob Johnson Chevrolet at the end of the season. Give it up for our fan zone winner, Michael.
Will have the ball as Ryan Ward will give it to Jarrett Davis. Davis to Greer, who's got 4 goals and 1 assist. Now to Davis, over on the left wing side to Ward. Ward gives it over now to Davis. He has it picked out of the air, and back away come the Knighthawks. Rochester trailing by 3. Self passes it in front. That one is too strong for Dawson in front, and Thompson now is racing into Rochester territory with 3:24 to go. Over to Corey Small. Gives it to Knight, the shot, and Vince makes the stop. He feeds it on ahead to Jimmy Purvis, making his Knighthawks debut tonight. As Dawson will give it across, and that one is mishandled. As Corbillo will feed it on ahead. 3 minutes to go as Kyle Rubish, one of the assistant captains in Edmonton, will bounce it to Corey Small. He'll skip it over on the near boards to Ryan Ward. 2:50 to go as Davis passes it over on the right wing side. Flipped up top to Matthews. Gets away from Batson. Batson still in pursuit. And he'll roll it into the far corner with 2 minutes and 36 seconds to go here in the fourth quarter. And the Knighthawks trailing by 3. Self across midfield. That's Brad Self. Now to Vitarelli. Across to Dawson. Dawson to Keogh. Now to Dan Dawson. Gives it to Vitarelli. Vitarelli to Jamison. Rochester trying to get inside. Jamison in on goal. The shot, he's denied. Grabbed on the near boards by Vitarelli. Over now to Dawson. Passes the ball down low. Brought back up top to Vitarelli. Vitarelli fighting off the double team. He manages to roll it over to McCready, who feeds it over to Keogh, who fires it now to Jamison on the right wing. In front of the net, the shot, and that's denied by Aaron Bold. They battle for it behind the net. 1:40 to go. Edmonton with a 3-goal lead. Trying to move up in the West Division standings, as they would pull even with the Calgary Roughnecks at 6-5. Passed over now to Knight. And that's an illegal pick goal. It'll be Rochester possession. 1:20 left here in the fourth. Fed over now on the near boards. Now to Dawson, who's looking for a hat trick. The net to our left is empty. Jamison has it on the right wing side. Taken in front of the net. The shot, he scores. Corey Vitarelli with 1:04 to go. As that pass was knocked down, but Vitarelli went in the slot, scooped it up, and was one-on-one with Aaron Bold.
Yeah, that was just a broken play there by the Rochester Knighthawks, and it was a missed pass there, and one of the Edmonton guys just knocked it down, and Corey Vitarelli kind of picked up the garbage there and put the ball in behind Aaron Bold. So that's it's 11-9 here with 1:04 to go. With 2 more shots, it's a tie game. So that's definitely doable in the game of lacrosse here.
So the Knighthawks trailing by 2. Thompson wins it back to Aaron Bold, who bounces it over, and a big hit on Aaron Bold. He is drilled behind the play, and that should be an 8-second call. And no call. That should have been an 8-second violation. 40 seconds to go here in the fourth quarter. And that shot goes wide of the net by Matthews. And Rochester will take over with 29.8 seconds to go. And Vince leaves the goal. Dawson from the left wing over now. The shot by Jamison missed wide. And that one is kept in by Dawson. 17 seconds to go. Trailing by 2. Over to Jamison. Across to Dawson. The shot. He's denied. 10 seconds left. And Kyle Rubish picks it up. And a timeout is called by Edmonton with 6 seconds to go. 11-9, the Edmonton Rush are going to equal their win total from last season. They'll improve to 6-5, and they move into a second place tie in the West with the Calgary Roughnecks, the Rochester Knighthawks, who entered the game with an opportunity to move into a 3-way tie for second place in the East, will fall to 4-6. So they'll fall a full game behind the Buffalo Bandits and the Philadelphia Wings. And Buffalo currently in action out in Colorado. 47-33 are the shots on goal in favor of Edmonton. And our game MVP is going to be Zach Greer, as tonight the Whitby, Ontario native with 4 goals and 1 assist. Rochester trying to get it away from Jeremy Thompson. 1 second to go, and that is going to do it. The Rochester Knighthawks home woes continue as the Edmonton Rush come into Rochester, New York, and defeat the defending champs 11-9 here tonight. Rochester got within 8-7, but Zach Greer took it over with some help from Mark Matthews. And Rochester got 2 late ones, but it was not quite enough as Edmonton wins 11-9, Drisky, and another bye weekend, and then Rochester's got to get ready for one crazy stretch. They've got the home game on the 30th, and then starting on the 6th, they have 4 games in 9 days. They play the 6th, the 7th, and then they've got back-to-back games in Edmonton and Calgary. That's 4 games in 9 days. That is a daunting task.
Yeah, their schedule's not getting any easier, and after losing this game here, they got a bit of hole to get out of. And it's not saying it's not doable for the Rochester Knighthawks, because they got lots of great players, a good coaching staff, and it's something that they obviously just came up short here in this game, but they're working real hard.
11-9 is our final, and Jeremy Newman will have Cody Jamieson turf side, as he is the Knighthawks player of the game this evening, as Cody had.
All right, here we are with tonight's player of the game. Tonight's Dick-eyed player of the game, jammer Cody Jamieson. Tallied 2 goals, 5 assists. Another tough loss here at home, jammer.
Yeah, you know what, Cody Jamieson, he's game in and game out. He's had.
Can we speak a little bit on tonight? Like, what positive can we take from here, and maybe something that went wrong
leader
tonight?
on this team, and offensively, he's brought lots of energy to the game and had some real nice shots, some great plays, great passing plays that he made to his teammates. So he's somebody that's he comes to play every night.
Absolutely. Well, we got 2 more guys. We're going to be joining the team next time we play Toronto. 2 pickups we had this week. Better luck against Toronto, man. Keep up the hard work. Ladies and gentlemen, Cody Jamieson, tonight's Dick-eyed player of the game.
All players tonight. Ryan Ward with 2 goals and 4 assists for the Edmonton Rush. He's the high point getter for Edmonton. Aaron Bold finishes the game with 23 saves in the victory, and Matt Vince 36 saves in the home loss. We'll take a break here from the Blue Cross Arena. When we come back, we'll have the post-game wrap-up as Edmonton is victorious here in Rochester 11-9. We'll be back on the Knighthawks Broadcast Network. Uh, 2 minutes is fine.
Please don't pick it up. Sure,